Hello, welcome back to another one of Paul's beer reviews. Tonight I've got a beer for you from BrewDog, and it is a bottle of their Punk IPA. Probably their biggest seller and probably the first beer that comes to mind when you think about BrewDog. BrewDog are a hell of a success story. They've only been around for about 10, 11 years, something like that. They started off in Scotland. And I think it's 11 years, I think it's 2007 they started out. In that time, they've absolutely smashed the craft beer industry here in Britain. And they have pretty much dominated it. And to the point now where they've got bars all over Britain. Every supermarket, every store that you can buy beer in, you will see a BrewDog beer on the shelf. Guarantee it. And yeah, this is probably their most iconic beer. And it's their Punk IPA. And it's coming in at 5.6% ABV. There's loads of stuff written on their bottles, loads of information. I mean, look at all that. There's loads of it. I can't be asked to read all that out. Loads of stuff. They're a bit out there with their the way they promote their beers and all that. They've got into trouble for it in the past as well. They're going about revolution and crusades. They use all these strong words like they're doing something amazing. And a lot of their beers are very good, and some of them are a bit hit and miss. And this is the first BrewDog review I've done. So I've gone straight for the Punk IPA. Let's get into a glass and see what we get. Before I do that, let's show you the bottle cap. There is the BrewDog logo, which is on the top of all of their beers. The only difference is that the caps are different colours depending on which beer you got. Punk IPA has always been a blue one. I frequent a Wetherspoons, which is quite local to me, and they've recently started selling this stuff on tap there, and it's wonderful. Really good IPA on tap. I haven't had it from a bottle for a long time, so I've got an older one and thought I'd do a review for it. There we go, we'll leave that there so we can all see it. Boom. Right, there is your Punk IPA. It is, as you expect, sort of dark amber in colour, slightly copper in colour. Good levels of carbonation. It's sort of maintained a sort of half a finger's worth of white head. Let's give it a bit of a wriggle, see what we get. Whoa. Loads of tropical fruit, masses of tropical fruit, grapefruit, pineapple. Oh, it smells lovely. It's making my mouth water. Very sweet nose, loads of pineapple and grapefruit. Bit of mango. Oh, it's lovely. And a nice hoppy note to it as well. It's like a hoppy fruit bowl of a nose, that one. Oh, can't wait to get stuck into that. I'm going to get stuck in. Cheers, guys. Whoa. That is good. That is a really good IPA. Really good IPA. Yeah, BrewDog's Punk IPA is still superb. BrewDog Punk IPA was the first IPA I ever tried. It's the first IPA I ever drunk. And that must have been going back about 5-6 years ago. And I remember then I was like, God blimey, it was almost like it goes from one extreme to the other. It's my first experience of an IPA, and you kind of get this fruit bowl aroma, and when it first hits your tongue, you get that as well. It's like a fruity drink, and then the hops kick in, and I was just like, it took me a little while to get used to that kind of like a fruit initial taste, and then this massive hoppy bitter taste afterwards. And as I've kind of got a bit more experienced, I've kind of learned that's what IPA is all about. But going back to this, it's bringing it all back, you know. It's still a wonderful IPA. loads of fruit on arrival. You're genuinely getting the pineapple. You're genuinely getting the mango. You're getting grapefruit. You can taste it. Really got a good fruity taste to it. Genuinely fruity taste to it. It's sweet. It's a really pleasant, sweet fruit cocktail of a taste. It's got a lovely mouthfeel. It tastes clean. It was like really clean water, almost like spring water type mouthfeel to it. Loads of fruit, and then you get this lovely hoppy mouthfeel at the back end. Not too overly hoppy. It's beautifully done. It's really nice. Nice hoppy mouthfeel. It's still taste it. It does linger. Taste it on the top of your mouth, back of the palate. It's got a good long hoppy mouthfeel to it, and it complements the fruit on the arrival beautifully. They still got it spot on, BrewDog, with this Punk IPA. One of the best. Oh. It's ice cold. It's been in the fridge for a few days. Absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on for an IPA. At 5.6% ABV, it's probably not a sessionable one. It's quite heavy. But it's well worth having a go on because it is an experience. It's still a top IPA. They've got a lot more beers in their range, BrewDog. They've got some other IPAs as well. They've got a, I think it's a double IPA. It's called Jackhammer. That's a bit of a hot monster. That's a hell of a beer. They do a lager. Excuse me. They've got all these different funky names, all their beers, and they're all over the place. But yeah, this is superb. This is still a superb IPA. Really nice. Like I say, I think at Wetherspoons they do it on draft. In most Wetherspoons they can get it on tap in there and get a pint of it, and it's well worth it. Really worth a go. But yeah, this Punk IPA is spot on. There's loads of fruit, loads of hops, but they don't sort of clash. It's beautifully made. It's got a really nice, smooth, sweet, fruity, hoppy mouthfeel to it. It's not unpleasant at all. Oh yeah, it's spot on. It's a really good IPA. So yeah, Punk IPA, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10 because it's really good. It's a really good IPA that BrewDog is still knocking out. Yeah, 9 out of 10 for BrewDog's Punk IPA. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave your comments below. What do you think of this stuff? What are you drinking? Let me know. And anything you want me to review, just let me know and I'll happily do it for you. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care.